Okay, slow down. Over here, gesturing. Not fun. Updates then. Okay, so in my last video, that's why I like mounting things to my collar. It makes it so that it's almost never guaranteed that it's never covered up. Alright, so I've basically been testing out the surface of my skin, trying to physically break it with my nails, trying to scratch as hard as I possibly can. Dig my nails in, try to scratch surfaces. And heavy pitta. It's easier to damage with the skin than it is the other stripline posts. So, right into my dream then. The only reason I'm not freaking out is because I've seen this dream many times before, and at 120 kilobytes per second. And by the way, it's because I've seen this dream many times before, where basically the whole street of Lakeland is basically, it's lit up. It looks like a Christmas thing, and it's just bright, and it's just lots of activity. And anyways, so basically my dream starts off. Sorry, I just realized water's way not salty enough for this. My dream basically starts off, and I've seen this many times before, that's why basically my dream starts off and I see this guy who basically looks like Jesus, and he has a sign that says Jesus saves, and it looks big, and he's moving so animated and so comic, so fluidly, and he's like kicking up looks like there's there's activity and stuff around. It looks like there's snow and that's moving around. He's moving things, and my immediate reaction, my immediate thought to that was extreme joy. This is amazing. I'm seeing magic. I'm actually seeing magic. This is so fucking cool. It's yeah. And it's we're in a car, and it's he's he's waving the sign around. It's yeah. In the back of the car, you see him. You look in the window, in the rear window, and he's shaking this thing, and it looks like magic. It's and okay, so the reason I mentioned light Vata type, I think it's X Vata. It's extra. I don't think people are born that way. If they are, they have extremely low chances of survival, especially in today's society, because their body just moves so fast. They're so easily unbalanced by chemistry and by nature, and so they can't. It's Duo Kapha and X Vata is something that you have to choose, I think, unless there are kids who are really like that. You're not going to see it on the outside surface of the skin, because you can manipulate this. It's the mindset, it's the mind. It's the speed of the mind that I'm talking about. That is different. And so, I am slower than X Vata. I can feel it. To be light Vata. When I was trying that out with basically the surrounding the brain cavity, just using a light coating of cells, a light that's surrounding the brain, the biology of cells, to basically cause everything to either speed up or slow down, in spite of all it has to. When I did that, when I said to light Vata, I did it to my finger first. It's like a hummingbird. It's just, oh my god, it's crazy as fuck. It feels like you are the origin. If I thought I was the origin point of energy, that is the origin point of energy. And I hesitate, scared to go anything further. To me, that once you try out a cell, you basically get the whole concept of everything that it is about. And to me, that was a literal fairy, very skinny, very slender hand, but he looks human. It's very skinny, slender fingers, but like a Vata fairy, like a human fairy. Literally, their energy is just vibrating so high. It's just, your energy awareness is so small, so sucked into your body. It's just like if Vata is like this, X-Vata is like this. It's like, it's so like the intensity is so there. Your emotions are so sharp. And it's like, but your words are so goddamn fast. It's like, in my body, like, looking at these hands and limbs, it's like, I couldn't make this move fast enough to please my mind. It was just like, my mind was just like, so fast. I wanted to say it's like speeding out of control. It wasn't speeding out of control, but like, it was not sustainable. I was freaking out, kind of, in a sense, because the rest of my body's not set up for that. These lungs can support that brain, that mind. And just to put this on record, I tried changing over my lungs, the entire inner surface of lungs, to slow down the rate of dehydration to light pitta. And that basically about once, and I did it to about 70% of my cells. Once I did it to the last 30, that's when I felt like I was starting to suffocate. I was suffocating because there's no place for that oxygen to rapidly absorb into. No place for that carbon dioxide to rapidly expel out into as well. But it's the oxygen requirement, I think, that rate needs to be fed in my brain quickly and easily. That doesn't allow that. Those fatty layer cells does not allow that. I was fucking drowning. I was fucking suffocating. I was like, come on, absorb. I'm like, I was having to breathe so exaggerated. I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit, I'm not gonna make it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting kind of lightheaded. Just like, I feel like I'm drowning. I feel like water got in my lungs. And it's like, I was having to breathe way exaggeratedly. Not relaxed like this. With Vata lungs, I can breathe very relaxed and fuel my brain. Fuel it. When I went after Marquise Williams, and I basically entered that other bodily state. I don't know what to call it. Fire body, ultra mode, gear second. And when my alveoli opened up to allow that maximum exchange, that transfer of oxygen, that's not possible. I don't think that's possible with any other lungs besides Vata. I think like Pitta can do it. I think anybody can do it. But it's just like, it's so much more exaggerated. It was so exaggerated. It just speaks to me the key minor differences. So, also along the same key point was, as well as seeing like a literal human being, a little furry, just a little bit skinnier than me. It looks and acts like a literal fairy. Safe, human face, comfortable to be around. As well as the shaking, shiny Jesus, that looks safe and comfortable to be around. He's like, yeah. And your reaction was like, oh my god, it's so fucking awesome. And it's like all of a sudden the next frame over, like after he was like shaking that, and like, okay, it brought to me in mind of the alien greys, the stories that we've heard about them, and how they're so slimmed down, and like, is that why like their fingers are so like, is that why the body, the musculature, the exterior features are so skinny, so drawn in? I don't know. And because they're heavy crystals, they need dissolve. Oh, can't believe this thing's not like sealing yet. But just back up a little bit. But it occurred to me in mind that I need to basically stick with the main composition of my body, which is Vata. It's not X-Vata. Oh my god, this is crazy as fuck. Holy shit. Oh, I'm scared to say this. I'm really okay saying this, okay? I've always understood, I've always learned to keep my energy high, no matter what, no matter the circumstances. And so, like, just the next frame over after him shaking it, it's like, oh wow, that's amazing, it's cool, so great. And it's like, I don't know, it's like the next frame over, it was like, the car was like backed up like 10 feet, like 10, 20 feet closer, no, it was like 20 feet closer. And he's like, oh, he's getting in the trunk. And I was like, okay, we're driving over to my friend's house. That was the thing mindset in mind. And I'm looking through the rear window. It's like a Cadillac, so the trunk is lower. And like I'm looking through like past the passenger seat or something, and I see its face, like a face or a mask or something. I see its face. And like, if you've ever seen Scream, that face, that mask, now imagine about twice as horrible, twice as horrific. Way over exaggerated. The features are like deeper sunken eyes, but like a great fat face, like not a fat face, but like it's kind of a bigger. It doesn't have that like pointy jaw. It's like it's like bad, and like it's really like it's like, but like it looks like so depressed. It's just like permanently depressed eyes, like with big sad droopy black eyes and big droopy. I'm like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I'm locking eyes. There's no like eyes looking back at me. It's just a face. It's like this mask. And it's like, your initial reaction to it is like so horrific. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, I was like, not lowering my energy. Okay, don't freak out. I'm not freaking out. My friends are like, oh, we're gonna take this thing back with us. I'm like, should I be concerned? No, I'm not gonna try to be concerned. I'm like, I don't really know what to think. But just like, if that's what they look like, if that's what alien grays look like, I can see and understand why they've hidden themselves for centuries. It's just like not really show themselves because they look horrific. I'm like, whoa, holy shit, buddy, if that's your default face, god damn, you look scary, bro. Fuck. You look worrisome, basically. It's just like there's no dark negative energy coming from it. It's just my own perception, my own energy. I've realized that when I start off the bat. But I'm just like, and like at the same time, I'm almost like tuning in, like, how do I counteract you? If you're gonna try to attack me, or try to do something stupid, how do I fight you? How do I defend against you? I'm like feeling all the ways of like the Doctor Strange thing. Like, how can I fight you? How can I defend you? Will this work? This work? This work? This work? That work? I'm like, he's just still sitting there. Just like seconds are passing. I'm like, and then I wake up, and it's just like, and as I woke up, the thought to me occurred to me in mind is that when people see magic, when people see anything in relation, they want to see a human, friendly-looking face. They don't want to see something that looks ghastly. And so if I don't even know if aliens are true or not. It seems to be, because we've been spoon-fed pictures of it, like, over the centuries. I'm gonna sneeze. And no, I'm not controlled or anything like that. I'm completely me. I've always been me. It's how we choose to posture and approach our energy, mind point, viewpoint, acceptance towards these things. And so that it brought to me in mind that when people see magic and when people see beautiful events, they want to see a beautiful looking face. And people want to see magic. People want that. And I want people for that. Now, how do I achieve that for you? How do I become that for you? How do I become Jesus? How do I become the magician, the prime magician, someone who can put on a show, someone who can make things beautiful, who can bring you a smile, like, no matter what? And like, it's just undefeatable, undeniable. It's just like, it's there. He's doing it for you. It's all occurring. The physics is moving around. It's like, it's otherworldly. It's beautiful. It's sacred. It's just... Wobble. Ganja White Night. I love that scene where basically, like, that little alien character, alien looking character, because he looks green. He's got green skin. But like, he's basically the prime magician. He teaches everyone else how to do it. I'm almost convinced, I'm almost sure that I need to adjust some part of my chemistry into light vata for a time in order to fully study the effects of magic, in order to completely manipulate basically the origin point of energy itself. I need to go faster. I need to vibrate higher, faster. I need to vibrate faster, forcibly. The body types, the fat accumulation of cells, it basically tunes you into a spectrum. It tunes you away from that spectrum, that origin. It's an origin point of energy. You become energy. You are the energy point. You are literally radiating at the frequency of energy. And as you move away from that, it's not that you become less magical. It's like you become less tuned into that space. It is less obvious and aware. It's less obvious and aware. You gain other senses. You're recording more a bigger, broader source of information. You're encompassing the whole room. The further you go out on this spectrum towards kapha, light kapha and heavy kapha. But man, yeah, people want to see magic. So yeah, I guess that's that. I'm going to cut it short. Alright, see you guys. But yeah, that was my dream. If any of you guys had dreams like that, I've had the Lakeland dream, basically going down my street like hundreds of times. Not hundreds of times, but like many dozens. I've seen my street like being beautiful like that. Where magic's occurring, where like it looks overly Christmassy. It's so beautiful you can't help but like be uplifted and joy. And we need that like all the time. Instead of just like one day out of the year, one day out of a solar cycle. Instead of just one day out of a solar cycle, why don't we choose to have that more days like that? Many more days, a whole month, and the entire month of December. And so also I want to say this. If we can speed up the spin cycle, the rotations of the Earth, what does that do to our current perception of time? By speeding up the mass, the core of the Earth itself, it's basically a giant electromagnet. It throws a frequency around and like, it broadens out that spectrum, it connects everybody. If by speeding that up, it speeds up the rotation of the Earth itself, what does that basically do to our perception of so-called time, or what we use to rely upon the clocks? It's going to, and it needs to throw everything off. We need to fucking rip this thing right open. And basically, our concept, our attachment, our obsession with the concept of time. We need to throw that out completely. It's stupid. It ages us just by basically thinking like, oh, go focus on the clock, the seconds, and the minutes, and the hours, and the days. The days don't exist. It's just a cycle. It's just the now. It's just right now. That's all that matters, guys. So you be happy. You gotta be happy. Be happy. You be happy and you're loving in the moment. You're present. You're tuned in. You're connected. You're in touch with your soul. You're in this single point of energy of your awareness of where you need to be. As long as you do that, as long as you're happy and you're smiling, it's very easy to be youth, guys. Especially if you're a slower body type. Especially if you're a more constitutional body type. Especially if your frequency of tuning, the spectrum is different. We need your energies, guys, your heavier body types. We're not feeling you guys as much. We need that steadiness out in the universe right now. It's just the Vadas. They're basically oscillating, vibrating at this high frequency. And ex-Vata can't do that for very long. They vibrate, it's just they basically get burned out. They have to rest often. They can't maintain that frequency. They need something more steady. And that's basically that's what leads to the light upon Earth. So all that helps. Have a happy holidays. Love you guys. Go well and be merry always.